A wood shaving basin?
No, as in I have some in the antique store.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It would remind me of my favorite movie, Pan's Labyrinth, when that
Oh,
fascist dictator, he had a
that's a good scene.
he's very meticulous, and it's so beautifully shot. Everybody go watch Pan's Labyrinth after this.
I
Last
could talk to
time
Osana.
on Actuary of Blasphemy.
Previously on Actuary of Blasphemy.
So we had just finished our Gulf battle with the demigod Osian, right? And we had a long conversation with him where we basically got a bunch of information, and I'm gonna let someone else take over because it's hard for me to remember the chronological order of what we said.
Isla, I believe you were bragging on Twitter about doing your homework.
Well, no, Ruin was doing her homework. But
Oh, I'm sorry.
but
Would
I
Ruin
Aisla
like to tell
happened to,
us?
yeah, but Ruin did drag Aisla along, so I can I can give some information. One, we're hilarious, so I'm just gonna put that out there. Jen, Mikey, Jonathan, I never laugh so much as when I hang out with you or I listen to our shows. So I gotta say that. But to get to the meat or the soy protein or seitan, however you want to take the center of your meal,
The
we
starch.
got to hang out with the protein, meat, seitan, soy. They're all never mind. So we got to hang out with Osian. We did the ritual of the undead dead thing. Jen
Samhain.
and Zermos. Samhain, yeah. Zermos and Revenant came with me, which was super fun. So they got to meet Osian. And they also helped me when Osian decided that in order to give us the information we needed to stop the, destruction of the world by Yelta, and the enslavement of our people and things like that, small stuff. So we basically played a game of golf for that, which ironically seems really appropriate given our stance on capitalism. However, we won, and so assigned to give us information that we think we can use.
He didn't know a whole bunch, though.
No, not really. And then Revenant started asking some what we're going to call dangerously unhypothetical questions about golems and souls and
Brains
Oh,
in,
I can
brains
feel
in,
Jonathan's anger, his
brains.
hatred at the word golem.
Well, I mean, there's that. So, and then let's see. We found out a little bit about grandmother Bilibin, which is where Osian was raised, and she sounds pretty awful. I think we should try and learn more about what a think tank is personally, and then this hag thing seems important. Oh, and we came up with a great nickname for Candelario. We're going to call him Babywick from now on.
Yes. I was not letting that slide.
No, I don't want you to lose that. I don't want to lose track of that. And then, and then also Citaline, I think he gave me a ring for her, which I'm hopeful will help ground her a little bit more and be helpful. And then we also got, and when I say we, all three of us have the recipe for the original beer created by Osian, and he gave us some information about the green dragon. And how to both enter the library and and warned us. So this is the one to keep note of too. The elevator only works when the moon is directly overhead. So when we go into the Green Dragon's lair library thing, we're stuck for 24 hours. And we need to be prepared for that.
Wait.
No, that's only when we go to the facility underneath the library, I thought.
Yeah, the facility. But we have to, assuming we go to the library and find a way past the dragon to get to the facility, which is, I'm assuming, a lot, but I'll say we're probably going to be successful at some point. Then we have to be aware that we have to be aware that we'll be there for at least 24 hours. So like we bring
Yes.
snacks and not freak out when we realize we
I'll
can't
bring
leave
the pine nuts.
Yeah, and
There we go.
nobody went to the Forest of Trials.
No
talked-
one went to the
That
forest
we
to try.
know of.
No.
Bum,
Yeah.
bum,
That's
No,
my life.
me and Jen are gonna go eventually. We're gonna go on a
Yes.
lark.
All right, and
not
let's see now.
Zermos and Revenant.
Yeah,
Mikey
and you guys-
I.
You guys decided to go to the bathhouse where you all are all chilling
Oh
out.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
everybody twisted.
Yeah.
Yes, you took care of us. Thank you. And I
Yeah.
get y'all snack, like little cake.
You put some herbal brew in the bathhouse water.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
And,
now I got it.
Then a magical shiny lady appeared before all of you and offered you all a favor from her.
Yeah, it was she who points the way, and that was after me and Genesis tried to kill her.
Did you
That
try
was
to
she
kill
who
her?
showed
Like, you didn't try to kill her. You were, like, on a ghost hunt and freaking out.
That's
We
what
were
I mean. We tried
paranoid before the.
before the bathhouse. No, I'm saying we tried to kill her at the other place, at the meat hall.
Mm-hmm.
And she
That's
was
right.
all
When you first
spectral.
met her.
Well,
And
we had
Grandma
just walked
gave us
out
soul
of
bread.
we had just walked out
So
of
just remember
a
that.
coffin room with Osian, right? And then Zermos heard a noise and I think like critically failed like
Yes.
a check. And so he thought there was a poltergeist. Then Revenant was like, "Oh yeah, there's definitely a poltergeist around here." Then
Yeah, you also
you
failed.
saw like a ghost, and I threw my axe at it, but it was a god. And
Yeah,
that's what happened.
And Jonathan, in his very creepy way, says, "Yeah, she catches it with one hand without even slowing down." I'm like, "Oh, we're dead. Yep, that was it. TPK right here. We just died." It's always bad when people.
And now
catch
she's offering
weapons.
you a boon.
You get a
Hey,
present.
you try to kill a god, they give you a gift. How's that? I just remembered what gift Revenant wanted because
Yes, and
we
I
set
would
this
like
all
to-
up a long
I would-
time ago.
Yeah, I would like to remind you all, your homework was figuring out what gift you wanted and also texting it to me so that I could figure out how to make it work in universe. But
and I forgot to
I
do
think-
that.
I think only Jen did that.
I don't know. I need help. I don't know what I want. I
So
don't know
okay,
what I
let's-
could ask
let's-
for.
you can
Let's-
look at the wish spell, and that's basically what we're using.
Okay, so let's do all this in character. And I just got your text, Ace. I like that idea. So just find a way to ask for that in character.
Okay.
And she looks down at you all as she stands atop the leaf that is floating on the water and says, "Well, what can I do for you all? One boon apiece."
Yeah, I got a question. This is just like out of the ordinary. You wouldn't happen to be able to make us resistant to poison, right? We're going after a green dragon. So yeah, we're gonna need to be able to like, in case something happens.
And she holds out her fingers, and on 3 of the fingers, she has rings that have skulls on them. And she plops the rings off, and they have this beautiful green tint to them, and she presses them into your hand.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Revenant puts one on and then hands 2 to Zermos and Ruin.
You now have rings of poison resistance.
Dun, 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 dun.
Nice.
How do I add that?
I don't know what system you're using. I was just writing it down somewhere.
Rings of poison. Oh, I just have one though, right? I don't have like 4
You
rings.
have one.
Me.
And
That's I have to remember.
what can I do for you?
Zermos nudges Ruin. You go first.
Thanks. Yes. So we've been adventuring, and I am not as cool as my comrades, and I can't see in the dark, and that causes a lot of like challenges. Is there anything you
And
can help me with that?
she pulls silver wire from out beneath her fingernail and wraps it into a spectacle shape. And she breathes dark smoke into the rims of it, and it solidifies and crystallizes into shades, and she hands them to you.
Oh, nice. These are
You wear
smoking.
sunglasses at night so you can see.
I like to wear my sunglasses at night.
Mm-hmm.
You look ridiculous.
And she looks down at you, Zermos.
Right. I've never had a boon. So
She looks at your staff that is folded up with your clothes on the corner over at the entrance of the bathhouse.
Mhm.
Never, have you?
Oh, that's a boon?
A magical gift from a small god?
That's awesome.
Oh, that's so perfect.
For the auditory only listeners, Aisla just got a pair of shades.
She's pulling out some 6 shades.
We'll get you like some tea shades or something.
Can I lobby for her if she uses her shades for an intimidation check? She gets advantage. She can like whip them off and like, are you kidding me? Like,
So if you're asking the creepy ghost lady for something, you have to ask her in character, in universe, without using game terms.
I was more or less making a joke about the sunglasses.
Okay.
Well, he kind of like gets closer. He's like, my strength is not great. I've had a long recovery from some injuries. Do you have anything for, look at these arms. My delts have never recovered.
And she waves her hands, and a little like dumbbell with a handle in the center of it that slides back and forth just a little bit
Jesus
appears.
Christ.
And she hands it to you, and she goes, 20 minutes a day, every day, and you will be strong.
Oh, is that one of those momentum weights?
This is private.
It is a magical momentum weight. 20 minutes a day, every day, and I promise you will be strong.
He quickly puts it in his bag.
She takes it from you. She goes, I'm fucking with you, and tosses it away. And she takes a belt off from around her waist and hands it to you.
Ugh.
Zermos, you have a belt of giant strength.
Yeah. What does that do?
Wait, which giant strength? A hill giant or one of the stronger giants?
Super giants.
I think each belt does like a different amount of strength. I think a hill giant is like 21.
It is hill giant strength.
I don't know how to do. All right, hold on. I will figure
Here,
it
I'll
out
send you.
in
I'll
post.
send you the page.
Zermos, as long as you are wearing that, your strength is effectively 21.
Nice.
Damn, now Zermos is the strongest character in the party.
You both have a +5. Some shit.
Yeah.
Wait.
We're fine.
Wait, no. Zermos is stronger than Pex.
All right, let me see if I can try to add this to my thing.
Just type 21 in your strength and like.
Oh, just change it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't add to your strength. It just changes your stat to automatically 21.
Yep.
Okay.
And she goes, Well, this is as much as I can do for you all. And she disappears into the water. Like, all creepy like. She just goes and plop, and then she's gone.
I was like, bye. Don't worry, she'll come back. I mean,
Thank
not
you.
right away, but if we need her again, she's helpful.
She seems really nice.
She is. She's really nice, but you know, she's a god, so like super not predictable.
But yeah, I mean,
And your grandmother's like,
What? They're my friends.
don't talk bad about the god.
It's saying that she's not predictable isn't talking bad about her. That's like saying, you know, Revenant dials in death, or you know, Zermos circs, you know, hands out pine nuts. It's just facts.
I did it earlier
Or I
today.
overshare. Like, you know, it's a fact.
I think the sunglasses changed your demeanor slightly. You seem much more chill.
You have
Well,
like
I don't know
a.
how to explain it.
It's almost like you have like an aura of charisma around you. Like if you had a clipboard, I think I'd have to listen to you.
Oh, we
Sunglasses and
manufacture
clipboard.
clipboards. I could get one, and then we could see what happens.
Here, and Revenant hands over a Profits for Profit clipboard.
Mhm. All right. Do you feel
And
like
your grandmother's
you
looking at
need
you.
to
Goes,
answer my questions now?
she goes, you know, if you added a hard hat to that, you'd be able to just go anywhere you wanted.
They'd never stop
You know,
you.
it's
Wait,
true.
use your glamour
I could also
armor.
be singing YMC. Wait, no,
Use.
sorry.
We can use your glamour armor. That's how we get in to fight the dragon. You go in,
Okay.
sunglasses,
You have to be a building
clipboard.
code inspector.
Yes.
Okay, I don't think that would work on the dragon.
How
Why
could
not?
he resist the hard hat, the clipboard, and the
You just
sunglasses?
said if I had a
Clearly,
hard
they're
hat, I could
busy.
go anywhere.
I think it would work. I meant people, like, in general.
Not
Yeah,
dragons.
the
Not
dragon
dragon.
might just eat the foreman.
Well, that's fair. I mean, you can't expect dragons and people to react the same. People don't try to eat you usually.
Wait, also, can't the dragon smell your blood or something? I heard.
I thought that was
someone-
giants. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I
I
smell
thought
blood.
someone said that the
Dum, dum,
dragon would be
dum.
able to smell your blood and know you from a sign, and so that would be bad or something. Someone said that. I feel like someone said that.
I don't remember that. Do you remember that, Zermos?
Sounds vaguely familiar. Yes, but there's something about your lineage that the dragon might remember your family.
Well, we
There
can
was-
use that for
there was
distraction.
science like
Like I
that?
could talk to him.
It was hard to tell if we were supposed to have you specifically talk to him or keep you away from the dragon at all costs.
That's true. That's not. It wasn't clear. What do you think, Grandma?
I think the second one, I think the one of keeping you away from the dragon at all costs would be the good call.
Are you saying that because you're my grandma? Or are you saying that because in your special role as a like soothsayer and druid that you recognize some instinct that would be safer? Because
Yes.
I'm not sure if those two things are in conflict.
They are not.
Okay.
Yeah. He's gonna smell your family all over you.
That's a way to say that.
Yeah, that is very. That's only legal in the South. No.
I'm really trying to speak in more bumper sticker language.
That's a good idea. So I don't know if are we going directly there? Is that the next stop?
I think so. Yeah.
Can you do something about my blood? Can I like get rid of it, Revenant, and still live?
Let me.
I'm gonna veto that right now. What do you can't
Generally
get your blood
speaking,
out.
You need your blood to live?
You'll die.
Yeah, but he seems to know how to. I mean, he's a skeleton, he's in blood. Maybe if the dragon can't smell my blood, it'll be safer.
He's also dead.
Well, but maybe you don't have to be dead forever. I don't know. People do all sorts of crazy things.
Can we try something else first?
I mean-
Let's not desanguinate you as the first attempt at sneaking you
fair.
inside.
Like,
And Shayla stops and she goes to a little cubby hole on the side of the bathhouse and she picks out a gold star and she puts it on Zermos. Good
Aw.
word. Good word.
Oh,
That was
I
a
mean-
5-mark word at least.
so
a
I
full
know
luck, man.
I know there's some like roots and stuff that can like make you smell like dank, if that's a word that works. But
Wait.
none that can like hide the smell of your blood. Really, I can't take your blood out.
I have an idea.
Hmm.
All right, I'm drawing here, and then he like grabs a piece of paper and he's like sketching. He's like, he draws a square in the middle of the box. Like, okay, so this is the place. I don't know what it looks like, but this will have to work for now. Out in front, and he draws a circle. This is ruin. Right? The dragon smells ruin. The dragon does not like ruin. Tries to kill ruin. Ruin and Silent Peter go through a flap. And now the dragon has to find ruin. While the dragon's trying to find ruin, we go in, get what we need, get out before he gives up.
Wait, what
Are-
if we take?
Are the tent flaps reliable?
Well, I think I probably should have asked Silent Peter ahead of time if that's an option. But I mean, it would be if he says
how
he
do
can
you
do it,
talk
he'll
to him?
do it.
I just thought of a.
Oh.
I just thought of a plan, right? What if we don't try to hide your smell at all, but just put your blood smell in different places so that the dragon doesn't know where you are? So we just take tiny vials of blood, just like tiny vials, not too much, right? I don't
1
want
to
you to be
2 gallons
squeamish.
only.
What? No, that's like I don't know how many gallons a human has. Pretty sure like 4 liters.
But maybe 2.
But we just take vials of
You
blood,
already
and then when
vetoed that, Zermos.
when the dragon is coming, right? When the dragon is coming, like we just put the blood somewhere, and then we keep walking, and the dragon is focused on that area where
Why
the
don't
blood
you
is.
just break a vial of blood over his nose? Then he'll just smell it everywhere.
He can burn it
That's
off.
actually a really good idea. But we'd have to get close enough to aim for his nose.
I can do that.
Here's an idea. Why don't you sneak?
Revenant jumps, and then when he comes down, all the scales.
You just splash in the water because you guys are still in the bathhouse taking a bath all together.
Are you wearing your scale mail in the damn hot tub?
You shouldn't
He
be.
wears his. He's wearing his full out. No. He's wearing his
He's
scale
got-
mail, but he's got like his like skull underpants on.
You're just that weirdo walking in the pool full with your whole jeans on. It's like what? We're not even worried about it. That's fucking hilarious. Just walks it. Yeah, this is how he goes. This is fine.
I'm self-conscious about my nipples. I'm sorry.
I understand.
I have. Is there a way for us to? I like that idea, Revenant. What if we had, I don't know, vials of blood or sweat or something to get Ruin's smell, but we just strategically placed it and we triggered it remotely.
Oh, like it breaks open.
It breaks
and
open,
So, there's like
so
a
it looks
bunch
like
of like.
it smells
everywhere.
like you're
Mhm.
going
Well,
down
just
a
listen.
hallway.
What if
As
we
opposed
what if we get
to-
some of the skeletons to teleport to us, and then we
Oh.
splash the blood on the skeletons and have them walk around the library away from us, so that the dragon chases the skeletons.
We could. we
Yeah.
could
Shayla
give-
nods and goes, "You'll have your pick of skeletons outside the Green Dragon Library. There's a lot of corpses outside there."
So wait, I have a question though. Are we trying to lure the dragon out of the library, or are we trying to lure the dragon just away from us?
I think either one that works, preferably outside the library would be very good. But then at the
Do
same
we have a
time, if it's
concern it would
outside the
attack other
library,
people?
then we would
Yeah.
have to walk out, and then we would meet the dragon when we're coming out of the library.
Well, also,
Well-
if it leaves, will it attack other people? Like, I
Yeah.
super don't want to sick a dragon on,
Well,
innocent
my
bystanders.
advice would be to park your flying vessel in the town just across the Green Dragon's forest so that it doesn't see you coming. That particular town was destroyed by the Green Dragon a long time ago, but I'm sure no one's gone to bury the corpses there. You reanimate them. She shudders a little bit. And get your fluids on them? However we need to describe that scent thing.
Yes, the
Yeah, that- I
smellier the
didn't
fluid, the
like that,
better.
but that's okay.
Send
Park outside.
send the forward, use them under the cover of darkness and disguised to draw the dragon out.
So here's my question. Is there a way for us to trap the dragon inside the library? Because if we're going to anger him, his wrath will be infinite, and he will not stop until he gets his vengeance.
The
Well-
best thing would be for him to never know you were there at all.
Yeah, like the way I'm thinking it, Roy, if we strategically command the skeletons or the zombies or whatever we end up reanimating to wander around away from us, he'll not know where we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
He
Because
can fly.
yeah, but
Well,
like
so
if
if
there's
we
skeletons
all-
wandering around inside, maybe he'll think we're still inside the library until we leave. And then once
Well,
all the skeletons are dead, well, I don't know. I think we should be good, right?
Can you
Yeah,
just?
so
Oh, go ahead.
he already
Go ahead.
hates a scion, right? So
Right.
if we get my blood, I'm gonna say fluids, it sounds weirder for some reason, on everybody, as well as the skeletons. So it's just basically Osian who he hates, that he thinks is somehow there again. And if we wander around, he won't look for someone else, right? So maybe he'll try to find Fort de Libre. I don't know.
And Rengal floats by, and he's in like an inner tube thing wearing a Speedo, which is somehow worse than being naked like everyone else is.
Yeah, no, that is kind of weird.
And he says, "Why don't you let me take care of it?
Take care of what?
Distracting the dragon."
Okay.
I
How
like
are you
that.
gonna do that?
Could I borrow one of Osian's knuckle bones or something?
Mhm.
Is that
I mean,
cool?
hold on, Grandma, is that okay? I'm fine with it, but
She's like,
I don't technically have the right to say yes or no.
Yes. And he goes, "Sweet, I got it."
Oh, I see what's going on here.
And
Oh,
he
he's
gets
gonna
up and
he's gonna
starts
really smell Osian.
walking out, and you see that in fact the banana hammock he was wearing is like as thong-like as possible from the back.
Looking good.
Then he flashes a thumbs up, and he is just skinny and pale.
Zermos throws up in the pool.
Revenant
Shayla
like, swims away from.
waves her hand over it, and like one of the leaves that was branching out wraps around it and tightens up into a little ball and rolls itself out of the bathhouse.
Apologies. I was trying to be nice, but it hurt.
And you see she's
So-
having to do it like a dozen times for everyone else that was in there.
So help me understand, just because we talked about a lot of things. Are we gonna still do the other plan that we just came up with, or are we just gonna wait for Rengal to distract the dragon and then pop ourselves in?
Well, it sounds like he's going to make us the perfect distraction in a clone of your grandfather. So, or great great grandfather. I forget how
He's
many it
walking
is.
by and he goes, nailed it!
So, if he smells the real Osian, you're not going to smell anywhere near as strong as him. You should be able to slip in with us.
Mm-hmm.
It
But
might just be a
so we're not
whiff.
going to do the skeleton thing, where to still maybe park by the town.
Nope, I'm going to
And
do the
then
skeleton thing.
You're going to do all that, Rengal?
I'm going to do the skeleton thing.
Okay. And so we'll just sneak in after you've handled that, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, we're going to be.
No, you'll sneak in while I'm handling that.
Okay, cool. Does anybody still have Shadow Walk, or did we lose that with our friend, Shadow Step?
Yeah, that's.
Well,
I
Cathal
have-
knew it, but Cathal's dead. Vandrel knew it, but Vandrel's dead.
I have a way that might help us.
What? Tell us.
Granny, is anyone permitted into that place for any reasons?
What place?
The Dragon Library. Is anyone permitted there, or is everyone killed for entering?
It's a green dragon. It does what it wants. Like, I mean.
So if a druid came in to just, sprucing up the place and, put up a couple of house plants and plant a couple of small trees, would that be terribly out of form? If someone showed up to tend the grounds.
I don't know how that would go over.
I have tree stride. But if I have to get a tree in there first.
Well,
there might be one.
That sounds great and all. But why don't we just use meld stone?
How do you take it?
I can cast a spell that makes me fall into rock and walk about inside it. I'm pretty sure I can bring people with me if they're touching me, but I'm not sure. I've never tried. But yeah, I can walk through rocks.
From meld into stone?
Yeah, meld into stone. I don't know if I can take other people with me. I don't think I can. Never mind.
Yeah.
I could bring a sapling.
You could bring a tree though,
me.
couldn't you?
Yeah, I could bring like a sapling with me.
And I'll be able to see in the dark, so it's all good.
And then I'll bring the sapling into the library. I don't know how I'm gonna plant it. We'll put it in a pot or something.
Yeah.
And then you guys just come out of a sapling. It works, right?
And Shayla shrugs.
I mean,
what are your odds? What odds do you give us, Grandma?
Honestly, I think you all have this. I think you just need to plan a little bit, but reassess your plan when you get there.
That's wise.
Yeah, things might be very different once we arrive.
You'll probably want to scout a little bit.
Maybe that's what we should do.
Zermos turns into an owl.
Okay, I was gonna say, can you guys should you take a companion? Do you have a? I don't want you to go over by the green dragon by
quickly
yourself.
Become waterlogged, and you start to fall beneath the surface.
He is flapping.
Quickly grabs you and lifts you out of it.
He's flapping frantically. Owls not great swimmers. He's very soggy on the edge of the pool. And he just turns back into himself and slides back into the water. Yes, I could scout out for us.
But I think you should take someone with you so you don't have to go. But I don't know. It just seems risky.
I could take Scraps with me.
Yeah, Scraps is great.
I'd like to try something. And Revenant puts his finger to his temple and he thinks of Scraps.
and you are filled with certain knowledge of Scraps' mind.
Nice.
Yep, that works.
And you see out of Revenant's robe that he left, a skeletal rat runs out and runs to the edge of the pool and salutes.
Hey, buddy, he's
And
going.
Everyone in the bathhouse is freaking the hell out.
Don't worry, he's chill. He's a very sweet little rat. He's very nice. Hey, calm down. Hey, he's nice.
You got like
You're gonna hurt his feelings.
you guys and Shayla now have the bathhouse just to yourselves.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry, Scraps. People just have weird
As
views
Scraps
on
looks
the living and
around
the
and
dead.
he like puts his little rat hand on his little skeletal rat chest.
Don't worry about
Revenant
them.
like swims over and he like kisses him on the forehead. It's okay, buddy. I'm sorry.
And he hops into the inner tube that Rengal left, and takes a sip from what appears to be like a margarita that has been left on the side of it.
Grabs a
Yeah,
drink.
that seems it. Ruin reaches into her bag and pulls out a tiny piece of like cheese and a tiny piece of bread and puts it on the side of the inner tube where it's dry. And
He
says,
looks at the margarita that is spilling out into the pool, the bathhouse, and looks at that and goes, shrugs his little rodent shoulders, which he doesn't actually have shoulders. You know, they got the collarbone thing going on, but you know.
Zermos puts 2 pine nuts on the inner tube.
He keeps sipping and leaking alcoholic drink.
This place is all right.
Yeah.
It's got a good vibe.
Well, I think I'm feeling like it's still
Ruin-
night, right?
Ruin, one of your cousins walks in
Mhm.
and he points over his shoulder and he's got a towel just like around his waist and stuff. He's like, hey, that little guy that's with y'all, did he get clearance to go to the Forest of Trials? Because he's walking that way.
No, he didn't.
Which little?
That'd be Rengal, right?
Rengal's as tall as you.
Okay.
Which
That's
little
not Revenant.
boy?
Revenant's not going.
You mean Coughlin?
No. Guy, the gnome, the
Who's
captain.
Candelario.
Candelario? Oh no!
Baby Wick? Go stop Baby Wick.
I'll go get Baby Wick. Hold on. Revenant gets out, and Revenant is just in the underwear all the way from the very beginning of a campaign that Ruin walked in on. Him in the very bright pink skull pattern and
I
his
have to
scale
ask,
mill.
is he still wearing the lucky socks?
Yes, he's wearing his Pred socks.
Okay, they count as freshly laundered.
Heck yeah!
Before things get too far out of hand, Zermos is going to turn into an eagle and fly up after him.
Fly like an
Okay.
eagle.
Zermos, roll athletics as that eagle. Or just con, I don't know.
10.
Yeah, you catch up to him super quick.
Are you a giant eagle so I can fly with you, or are you just a normal eagle?
I'm a giant eagle. Can I take both of them?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
We quickly don our. We're in towels. Fuck it. We're in towels and now we're out. I fly us down, right in front of him, transform back.
Okay, your
Superhero
towels
fall.
fall off in the awkwardness, and he's like, "Oh God!"
All the towels fall off, and
Oh,
then
God.
for some reason, Revenant's boxers also fall off for no reason whatsoever.
He's
What
like,
are you
"No,
doing?
What are you?
Ruin's shades
What are you
though, they're
guys
on.
doing?"
No, what are you doing?
What are you?
What are
Where are
you
you
doing?
going? You going into the dark evil forest? What?
You get-
Yeah,
Why?
I heard you guys talking about it. Apparently, it's like this trial place that you go and you get super confidence or whatever.
We're gonna do that
Like closure?
later. gonna do it later.
No,
Not right now.
You and I can do it on the way back if you want. That's the phrasing. Jesus Christ.
It wasn't weird until you said that.
You don't know what that place will do to you. You will either come out a champion or a broken loser. We don't need
Or
you to be a
dead.
broken loser right now.
I would really have to
I'm
hate
already
to
a broken
reanimate
loser.
you.
You're not a broken loser. You're our captain. Stop complaining about everything that bothers you in life.
Ilaria, you do realize if you die in there, I'm the one who has to bring you back to life, right?
Do you want that?
Okay, so we don't have to worry about losing anything. I get it in there. Revenant brings me back.
Do you want Revenant to bring you back?
Not particularly,
Have you
but I want to go in
seen
there.
how Revenant brings things back?
Alright, I'm going in with him, I
But-
guess.
Okay, come with me. That way I don't die.
Or
Look.
you could both go later, because we have like Ayelta to stop. And
They're
look,
still
I'm the
loading
one arguing.
stores.
I'm the one arguing for us going in order. Like, do you see how dire things are? Seriously?
Look, if I'm going to help you, I need to be stronger. I'm not
That's
strong
fair.
enough, Ruin.
Mostly because you freak out about things like people being naked and landing on you in the bathtub and exposing your lies to your wife.
Okay, well, let me just see
Well,
if
maybe
I...
a trip to the Forest of Trials that I have been told is supposed to make you more confident in who you are would help me with that.
Let me see if
Wait,
I
if
can
you
even
can't
bring you
accept
back
the
to
fact
life.
that you've messed things up with your, deceptive ways, you're not going to be able to face the Forest of Trials. Like, that you got to like take it in baby steps.
Fine, whatever.
I'm just-
I'll
Look,
go in.
you can't
This'll all be fixed.
not convince him, so I'm going with him. I'll make sure he's all right. And Revenant takes out a really big diamond, and he's like, "Yep, I can bring it back to life." And he puts it back in his bag. And you don't know
Wait,
when he got it.
Are you going with him? I'm very confused. I don't know how I feel
I'm
about
going
any
with
of this.
him. I'm gonna make sure he's okay. It's fine.
We're
Oh
gonna
my-
whisk you away to a realm of pure fantasy.
Mm.
Speaking of, what's going on in the land of Caldera?
We're about to go.
going
We're
into
about to
the
go
Forest
die.
of Trials, and Revenant's gonna refuse protection.
We're about to die.
I mean, you
What's
get
gonna
consent
happen?
first.
You're not going to use protection in the
Revenant's
Forest of
definitely a
Trials?
bottom. Let's be honest.
End up with
Revenant's a
Feel-
power bottom.
Fuck yeah.
ticks all over the
I
place in the
think, yeah.
forest. I'm just saying. Gotta be good.
Wait, so this is
Seems to
technically the
me-
second power bottom character I've played because
Porcupines.
Kagra James is also a power bottom. So
Skunks.
All right. So the Aeon
So-
Hag,
Oh.
the Hag of Hags, but not as bad as the hag. Some of the hags that are on the surface of the cauldron looks down through her omniscope into the world towards the edge of the forest, where 3 people have just been delivered their clothes and are putting them on. As a gnome is being covered in face paint by an old woman who is also newly clothed. And she looks down, and Shayla looks at him and says, "All right, now, this paint will focus the energy of the spirits in there so that rather than driving you insane and taking away your life and livelihood to serve them forever, you'll actually go through a trial. Because if you went in there on your own, that's what would have happened. And I have some face paint for you 3. Ruin already has it on. That will protect you from, the dying gods that are in there."
Delightful.
how do you plan on applying face paint to me?
And she waves her hand over you, and there's this almost hard light that appears just in front of your face. And she dips her hand in the paint and starts to go to apply paint to your forehead.
What does Revenant's forehead look like? Is it?
No. It's like this hard light shield that is above your forehead.
Oh.
You don't know what your own forehead looks like?
I really don't, because Revenant's just like a skull underneath the. I really didn't
Just so
like
it's a
design
skull.
Revenant.
Yep.
I was just like, I don't want him to have a face. I don't want him to have a name. I really didn't put a lot of effort into Revenant.
Honestly, no face is a lot of effort.
Zermos cast Charm Person on Jen. Want Jen to be nice to the character?
Candelario, Babywick.
No, I want.
Okay.
I like Revenant. Be nice to Revenant.
Okay.
Oh, I like Revenant too.
Revenant, are you consenting to the face paint?
If it's the face paint to do the trial, then
Okay,
yes.
so have you already expressed this to Shayla?
Yes.
All right, she is putting the face paint for the trial on you.
I'm so
it's
interested to
odd-
see what happens.
It's like a maze design on your forehead. And Zarmos, she like slightly modifies it to accommodate your antlers, but she gives you face paint that largely matches what Ruin has going on.
He kind of looks over at Ruin, shoots her a wink.
Skylin.
Have to borrow those sunglasses sometime.
Which
Yeah, I
one
wonder
of
what they would do
you
for you.
will be going with Candelario?
I can. He's up for that.
Wait,
Wait,
aren't we all going?
he can die, right?
Well, 2 of you are going for the trial, 2 of you are going for support. That means 1 person with 1 person.
Okay. Zemes, we haven't hung out in a while. Let's you come with me.
Fair enough.
Pretty sure
Oh.
Candelaria is gonna need more help, and Ruin's already been
And-
through this, so.
She reaches into her finger paints and she takes out a black one and she puts a dot in the center of Revenant's forehead, in the center of the maze, and puts a matching dot on Zermos. And she uses another finger to select a white paint and puts a dot in the center of the maze on Candelario's head, a white dot, and a white dot on Ruin. You are now connected.
Before Zermos gets too far away, Ruin, real quick, and he holds out for a fist bump.
Mm-hmm.
And I still cast Dark Vision on Ruin in case you lose your glasses in there.
Cool. I get it. Yeah, two will be. I get it twice. It's cool. Does anyone have like a got Silverthorn got ret whatever, but any other alcohol that's a lower level?
Your
Tons of items.
your grandmother like slings over her water skin
Right.
that she has claimed has water in it and passes it to you.
Thanks, Grandma. I'm just gonna take a quick slug or two and just see if I can let Silent Peter know what's up. So he's not, he's around. So it's good
Okay.
to have all your assets in line when you're heading into the forest, is all I'm saying.
Zermos just kind of had his hand out waiting to get it, and then he just kind of
Yeah.
like puts his hand down before anybody notices. Oh, thank you. And
Yeah,
then
no,
he
you
takes
can
it.
have some grandma
Zerm-
chairs.
Zermos will take a pull.
You will see things in here that you have never seen before. And she's looking at you, Zarmos. And she looks at Candelario and she looks at Revenant. You will see things that you did not wish to see again. Steel yourselves. And there will be a feast in your honor when you return in the morning.
I knew there was a prize.
They lied.
Oh.
They lied right to our faces. They told us nothing of this feast.
This hurts. Let's go. Do you feel ready, Candelario?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah.
And he smacks himself in the face. He's like, no, I'm ready. End of story.
All right. Then you should
I'm
lead the
gonna-
way. You should be
And
the
he
first step into the
Walks
forest.
into the forest.
Can I give him a slap
Wait.
on the ass? Can I give him a slap on the ass and cast Barkskin?
He's already slapping you on the ass as he walks by.
All right, I give him Barkskin through my ass cheek when he slaps me.
Allowed.
I cast it out of my butt cheek.
Please describe Barkskin.
Barkskin. You touch a willing creature until the spell ends. The target's skin has a rough bark-like appearance, and the target's AC can't be less than 16, regardless of what kind of armor it is wearing.
He looks and goes, ooh, okay. Thank you.
You'll be fine.
Revenant also
Gives a thumbs
casts
up as he walks
Shield
by.
of Faith on himself.
Okay.
I'm gonna do Barkskin on Zermos too.
Completely allowed.
Ruin, you want to hit at this?
Yes. My AC is not 18.
16.
16.
16. It's not 16 either.
Okay,
That's great.
there you go.
Oh, I wondered why Revenant's AC was so low. I forgot I turned off the scale mail.
Because you was naked.
That would have been bad.
Yep.
There we go. 20 AC. Heck yeah.
And we enter the forest of trials.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun,
I really thought it was going to be
dun.
chasing Revenant or Zermos, so I'm kind of proud of you guys.
What, into the
Revenant was gonna
forest?
do it without you. I'll let you know the plan later.
That would have gone badly.
So,
I'm glad it
Revenant?
didn't.
or I should say, Jen, you are going to get a lot more control over this than is normally afforded to players during a typical session. So, congratulations.
Oh, heck yeah.
Why?
Moving on. So, do we want to go with Candelario first, or do we want to go with Revenant first?
Revenant.
Okay.
Mikey made the decision.
Jen,
Yeah, I'm
the
worried.
first thing you see is a moment that defined Revenant. Describe it to us.
A moment that defined Revenant.
As you are walking through this forest, the mists settle and they leave, and you no longer see the forest trail. What is it that Revenant is seeing? Revenant and Zermos.
So Revenant used to live on a mushroom farm in the deep down under.
Mhm.
And this is the first time she met an aberration or like a monster. And it's Gree from the bar. And trying to think of, I haven't really thought of a lot of Revenant's backstory. So
What's Gree doing there?
Gree, I'd like to think that Revenant's family is hunting aberrations like off their farm because they've had like problems with them like stealing their workers, like eating them.
All right. So you see an older gentleman. What's Revenant's father's name?
It's something Drogma.
Okay,
Let's just go
Mr.
with Mr.
Drogma is cocking his hat just a little bit and narrowing his eyes and looking across the farm, and he's got a crossbow ready. Hold that thing high. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot.
All right. I
All
don't
right.
know if I want to do this. I've never really killed anything before, and
It's
yeah.
us or them. It's always us or them.
Can't we just talk to it?
Look, we're not discussing this right now. I'm gonna go down in there and flush it out. I want you to be ready. And the second it comes up, you put a finger on that trigger and you send that bolt down whatever fleshy bits you see. Okay?
Okay.
You're a drogma. Man up,
Okay.
or have some stones. Whatever. He just walks down.
Revenant like kind of winces at the transphobia because like it's one thing that always makes him feel like a bother to his parents.
All right. And sometime later, Gree comes out and she is just running. Or not really running, but floating. But the tentacles are flailing all over the place. And she hits Revenant and they tumble down the hill. And the bolt flies off and like lands right into Revenant's shoulder. And Revenant lands on his hands, and Gree starts to fly off, and she stops and she turns around and she looks at Revenant and she wraps a tentacle around the bolt and puts a supporting hand, not a hand, but a pseudopod behind it and takes the bolt out and runs a tentacle down and leaves a trace of healing magic and flies off.
But hold on. And then Revenant, like, after recognize, like, it took him a moment to process what just happened, and then he starts running after her. But he leaves a crossbow behind, purposefully.
All right. Present day Revenant and Zermos, you see Mr. Drogma step out of the cave within the cave. And he is distorted and large, and he levels the crossbow at you both and goes, "What's all this then?"
No, she's not evil. She just helped me.
And he is growing larger and more demonic, and his teeth are getting sharper as he looks down at Revenant. "What do you think you're doing?"
I'm not gonna kill her. Just we don't even know why they're here, right? I mean, clearly she could have killed me if she wanted to, but she didn't.
Zarmos, you see this monster figure raise the crossbow up at Revenant. And by this time, that crossbow bolt is as thick as a sapling. This creature is just growing large. This has stopped being a memory.
Revenant, like remembering all of this stuff and getting out of his mentality of being in the past, whips his hand forward and the adze appears, and he's like, "All right, this is kind of fucked, but you know, I don't give a shit. I've always wanted to beat up me dad." He throws the adze at specifically the crossbow.
All right. Roll me an attack on that.
Is this one hand? Oh, wait, no, this is improvised. Right.
We've established that adze is meant for throwing.
Okay. So that's a 7 plus 3, 10.
Would you like to use your lucky socks?
I'm gonna have to. That's a 10 plus 3. Not doing well.
Hits.
Okay. What damage is that? That's 1d8. Is my d8? Yeah. Oh, I did 5 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, that has pluses to it. 5 plus 3, so 8 damage.
You break the crossbow.
I don't want to do this, dude.
And by this point, the speech is so slurred and demonic you can't make out what the thing in front of you is saying. Zarmos, you doing anything?
I'm taking it that this is a faux revenant.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like my dad, and my dad was one of my greatest foes.
About how far away would you say it is, Jonathan?
10 feet.
I could step. I really want to step up and do that flame blade, but I'm becoming a one-trick pony here.
You've used it once.
No,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I want to step up and flame blade. Oh, it's a distance of 10 meters, so I can stay in there, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yep, I'm gonna do that. That's a 20.
Nat 20?
No, 13 plus 7.
Okay, you definitely hit.
10, 13 plus 6, 19 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
I'm thinking almost like a samurai. I've been playing this samurai game a lot lately. I think I'm gonna like in like a single motion of the arm, but like both the arms get sliced off and the head is sliced off. In like one quick like a, and then he just kind of snaps his fingers and the flame blade.
the high
separate.
ground maneuver is what you're saying.
Sure.
Yep. So as you sever the heads and arms, they explode outward in smoke, and you find yourselves in the forest again.
That was really uncomfortable.
Jin, we lasted a moment that defined Revenant. I think we could do with something else. I was hoping to have time to think about this.
Can you want it? Can me and Revenant have a moment?
Yeah, let's do that.
Revenant, you know I have no love lost for my father. I kind of feel guilty taking that killing blow from you.
I don't think I'd be able to kill my dad. I never was able to do it in the real world. I never even wanted to kill him. I just wanted him to love me. I always felt like a burden to him.
Well, unfortunately, parents, for all their virtue, are still mortal, by and large. And they are just as susceptible to being a fucking dumbass as everyone. One can always hope that our parents tried their best. But the math doesn't work out that all of us will be lucky enough to have good parents. But that's not a reflection of us. That's just the numbers. Everyone doesn't get lucky. But you don't have to stay unlucky. Gives him an elbow.
Thanks, mate. That's very comforting, actually.
You're all right in my book, little one.
Like, I know we had a rocky start to our friendship, but you're honestly one of the best of us, Zermos. You're a lot stronger than you think are.
Well, It's funny that as I was seeing the shape appear in front of us, at first it didn't look like your father. It looked a lot like mine. And we had very similar experiences. I don't know what you were seeing, but there was a time where Vandrel was trying to calm my father down, and through some sort of magic, he pretty much threw me across the room. And I must have been 14, 15. And I hit a pillar, and I snapped my antler. Well, I had horns then. And it cracked, and it never grew right after that.
It's horrible.
So every time he saw me, I was a disappointment because. But you know what? I got out of there. I made it to the forest, and look, horns gone. I'm a man of antlers now.
Yeah, so everything works out in the end. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Revenant looks at his bony hands. And yeah, well, let's just move on. And Revenant and Zermos are just walking.
Yes, and now we will swap back over to Candelario and Ruin.
Yeah, sorry, I just needed to get a drink. You know how alcoholism, right? You know, you can't wait till the show's over.
You gotta feed the beast, you know.
No, that's just how it is.
I mean,
So,
oh great! I'm so excited to see that.
for that to happen in a spot that wasn't funny enough.
Right? I mean, if you're gonna have to get a drink at the last minute because of tech difficulties, you might as well look bad.
But Candelario is walking through, and the forest starts disappearing, and you find yourself with him in Brassbane, and he shifts too. His bright vest becomes a leather jacket, and his nice coif of hair becomes tousled and windswept, and he is on the seat of a hell cycle, just going, you can't tell how fast, but you're beside him also on a hell cycle.
Whoa, this is great. Wow, it's the wind. They fly, right?
I feel so free. No, it's on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You guys are leaning into the turns. People are yelling at you like, "Damn kids!"
That just makes it go faster. Oh, I don't want to do a wheelie.
You roll acrobatics.
I did great. I got a 7. That's with a rolled 2 and a +5.
You start to go back, and you just fall back to the ground, and you just do a little hop.
Yeah, and I thought this would be more like riding a horse, but whatever.
Candelario does a wheelie while just leaning back and standing up.
Respect. That's cool. You have to teach me how to do that.
It's confidence and balance.
Yeah, I got that. I must just be tired.
Yeah, you got a whole team with you of riders. Like, you remember the orc bartender from the Tattered Fishnets?
Yeah.
He's there.
Nice. Hey. Is he doing wheelies too? Am I just like behind the
He
curve
looks
in every
a
way?
little more uncomfortable than Candelario on this. Like,
Cool.
he's not super confident on this.
Okay. So I fit right in. Nice.
But he is just riding, and he's got a bat that he's letting crack the ground every now and then. And y'all guys pull to a crossroads, and there is another little gang on the side, a gang of clowns, actually. And they are just locking eyes with you all, and they are holding chains and stuff like that.
Do you know who these guys are? Do they look like Silent Peter's friends?
And no,
Okay.
they look like street criminals.
Okay.
And Candelario reaches into a saddlebag and pulls out a very large wrench that you would not think a gnome of his size would be using.
That wrench looks large for you.
Doesn't matter. Just use the momentum of the cycle.
Okay.
And do you see adult Candelario going on the side of the road going, no, no.
No, what?
This isn't who I am.
Why not?
I don't hurt people.
Yes, everybody hurts people. Some people are just aware of it, and some people do it intentionally.
I don't. This isn't who I am anymore.
It's okay that it's who you were, though.
And he walks over to his younger self, and he puts a foot on the wheel of the Hell Cycle, and he just kicks it over. And his younger self fades into smoke. I know who I am now. And I'm okay with who I was. And he looks at the kids across the street on the other cycles and he goes, y'all need to go home. Your parents are worried sick. And he looks at you and he goes, your mother. I know your mother. She runs the bakery. She sobbed her eyes out when you died in this fight. And I am so sorry for that. And the vision fades. And Candelario looks at you. I stopped that life.
Yeah. But it seems to me like maybe you also stopped the lessons you learned. Like, you can keep what you learned.
No, there was another moment that robbed me of that. And he looks into the forest. And I think we can swap back over to Mikey and Jen.
I'm so curious as to what's next. You know, I haven't thought about my father and all that moment in like so many years. You know, once you leave home, well, get kicked out. Yeah, you try not to remember even that.
Zarmos, you see as Revan is talking about getting kicked out of home, a scene starts to form. And as Revenant says, but you try not to remember, the scene disperses.
Maybe we should look into how I left home.
And there is a hill in the underground formed. There's bioluminescent mushrooms on the ceiling of the cavern illuminating everything. And there's a man, a gnome man, who is not hideously scarred and is not missing half his foot walking over to Revenant, a younger Revenant with a face still intact. So, I hear you're pretty smart.
Yeah, I mean, I passed college in record time, top of my class. You know, medical school was kind of easy for me.
We got a program for people like you. If you're interested.
Is this like another secondary in education program, or
Think of it as a paid internship.
you think you could help me bring back my grandma?
You've heard about me, have you?
The Revenant drops the act and is like, yeah, yes, I have. Killage Slabmaker? Or no, he would be going by Lich. Yeah, I have heard of you actually. Lich, right? That's what you go by. All you people in Underbone.
We're gonna defeat death.
Gonna defeat death.
Well,
That's
defeat it, master it, subjugate it, however you want to phrase it.
Okay. I mean, sure. If you guys could use a medic of more skill set.
And he goes, wonderful, your work starts now. And he takes out a knife and stabs it right through the temple of one of the gnomes sitting at the bar. And everyone screams. He's like, and he pulls the knife out. Help me load this up in the back of the buggy.
Revenant is like disgusted because he's not comfortable with death at all. But he does as he's told, and he picks up the dead gnome over his shoulder. It's bleeding down. The temple is like bleeding down his robe. Well, no, actually, what would he be wearing at this time?
He's
like just black clothes.
I'm thinking like a turtleneck and some sensible slacks. Something you would expect a hip young doctor to be wearing. He's like, and he just leans in and he goes, you can suck it up. I know you ain't got anywhere else to go.
Yeah?
And I think the mist ends there. The forest returns.
Looking back on that should have probably been big red flag. And the mist ends, and the Revenant still feels the weight of a gnome as it starts to slowly evaporate, and then he's carrying nothing. And he just looks around. That was a day I heard my mom and dad didn't want me back. After we found out that the main reason I went to medical school is to try to find some way, any way, that I could bring back my grandma. She's the only one who really cared about me. I was named after her, actually. Yeah, Yggdrasia.
Yeah.
Can Revenant actually say the name Yggdralia in context of his grandmother, or
He can.
yeah? Sweet old lady, and also wasn't so against the aberrations, you know. And that's what he meant by I had nowhere to go.
All right, and we cut back over to Ruin and Candelario. Isla, can you go ahead and unmute yourself, please?
This time it worked. So what is this other moment, Candelario?
And you see him looking on, and a slightly older Candelario is racing around the city by himself, no reason. Dead of night, got the light of the headlight just in front of him, illuminating the cobblestones, going down back roads. I was trying to practice for a race, and he makes a sharp turn around a blind curve, and there is a cart in front of him, and he slams directly into it and is expelled outwards and forwards and through a window and onto a bar, just completely covered in blood and with what appears to be multiple breaks in his legs and arms. Oh, I didn't look where I was going.
Yeah, you're going kind of fast around that corner for sure.
And you see it cut to him in a hospital room recovering. And he just looks and he goes, all that nastiness. And I just couldn't do it anymore because, well, kind of knocks the fight right out of you. And I grew out of it, I suppose. The nastiness, I mean. But I wish I would have stopped the fighting because I got older, not because I got broken. And you see him smile as he looks on as a young Jessica Brute in a patrol uniform sits down to take a statement from him. And they end up laughing together. He holds his ribs as he laughs. He goes, but I suppose some good things came of it. You know what? I would have grown out of that mess anyway. But I'm glad my life is the way it is.
Yeah? Do you really mean that?
Yeah. Greg and Grog are a handful, but I love having them in my life, and Jessica makes me very happy. I should have been honest with her.
Will you going forward?
Yeah, I think I will. And you two find yourselves out of the forest, and it is daybreak.
Well, that wasn't so bad.
How'd yours go?
Mine?
Yeah.
Okay, I almost died. I'm very stubborn.
Well, we all like that about you.
I am. Well, thank you. It's good because I don't know how to get over it. I've lessened it. That's the forest did teach me to lessen it.
Hmm.
I'm practically malleable now.
Yeah. And he just walks on with you back towards the fort.
Mhm.
And we can cut back over to Revenant and Zermos.
The dynamic duo.
Zumas, what do you think so far of what you've seen about me? You know, I don't really talk about. I know I don't talk about the past so much. Honestly, it's painful to remember.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
I
But
don't
if
know,
it
maybe
helps,
it's
but if it helps to talk, you can talk. I will never pry.
maybe I'll be more open about some of the things going on in my
Unfor-
life.
Unfortunately for me, my lucky socks were all out in the front yard and everyone got to see my dirty laundry. That incident at the college was a much more public one of these.
Oh, I'm sure once we get it back to Blasphemy, eventually we'll meet the Drogmas. And Revenant continues on, and I guess what he's thinking about now is all of the dark, almost artsy-ish, Yahtzee-ish medical experiments he was told to perform at the behest of Killage Slabmaker. Mostly super soldier programs and like making people undead monsters.
And you see Revenant working away on a slab, looking at different corpses, holding lights in front of their eyes and stuff like that, in this dank, dark basement. Like even dank by deep down under terms, and not in a pleasant way. And a light fills the room as the door at the top of the stairs open, and Killage Slabmaker's frame fills the door, and his shadow casts upon the slab, and he begins walking down.
You brought a dead one this time, right? The last few are still kicking.
Oh, I've got some good news, Revenant. I'm not coming with a body this time. You've been doing real good work for the organization.
Well, I try my best. What can I say?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking, and he's walking down, you've earned yourself a promotion. The Drow are funding us now. Seems the Temple of Lilith has some interest in the experiments going on around here.
Yeah?
Yeah. You want to take a guess at your new title?
Chief Medical Officer? Chief
And
Medical
he
Scientist?
raises a hand and puts it in front of Revenant's face, and there's a little flame centered around it. I was thinking corpse. And flame just exudes out of it, covering in Revenant's entire body, but focusing on his face. Revenant screams, and eventually his body falls to the floor.
Revenant starts hearing a voice in his head. and it's a very feminine voice, and it's not the voice of the god that he's used to, but the voice in his head basically what it like it comforts him as his face is still emulated, and he feels powerful from it. So even as he lays dying, he reaches up and grabs Killage's foot. And when he does, he casts Inflict Wounds, but he casts it at a spell level he in no way should possibly be able to. Then he lets go, and the voice lulls him into a sleep, and he finally dies.
And Killage falls back holding his foot and waves his hand, and the corpse is pushed over magically onto this odd dump tray almost that was meant for the bodies that Revenant was experimenting on. And he pulls a lever and it dunks it into an underground river.
Even I actually never knew how I ended up in Mine Top. The underground river actually leads out the mountain and down into the. It's the same one that she who swims the mountain protects. But yeah, I guess that's how Killage disposed of me. I remember after this moment, after the blinding fire in my eyes, being well, yeah, that I went to a sort of holding ground in the afterlife, I guess. Just white nothingness all around me. Not even ground or anything. Just a vast emptiness. And that voice that we heard that was in my head continued on, and I can almost make out what it says in my dreams, but I'm not entirely sure. One thing I do know is its mission for me is to cure death. That is its ultimate goal.
And as Revenant says this, the mist clears, and you find yourselves walking out of the forest, and 7 magpies take flight.
Seven to remember, death is only the beginning.
And y'all see Candelario and Ruin as you exit. Just in front of you.
Hey guys, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Hey, Revenant, Zermos.
And Candelario looks back at y'all, and you see like tears and snot are streaming down his face, but he has a very hard and determined expression anyway.
I
throw him Zermos throws him a handkerchief.
And he goes, "Thank you." And he starts wiping
Yeah.
everything. I'm just gonna keep this for interest of not.
There's no way I want that back.
Should I burn it?
Preferably.
And he throws it over his shoulder, and it snaps his fingers, and it lights fire. The ashes fall to the ground and disperse.
I was joking. I was gonna wash it. It's fine.
I can get another one.
Yeah, so I can't wait to tell you all the things I learned. You know,
I can't wait to not tell you all the things I learned. And he looks at Ruin.
Pretty sure what they showed me was I'm a monster fucker for justifiable reasons. I got kicked out in part because I'm trans, and I should have known the red flag of killage. Hiring me for no reason out of the blue after he knew I was kicked out of my house. And I saw how I died, actually, and I saw how I ended up in Mine Top, and that's it. I don't really know the life lesson there. Don't go into a cult that kills its employees.
I feel like that's a pretty good lesson, actually.
Like capitalism.
I mean, mine's not like that. I've never killed any of my followers.
I feel like you call your group a cult for aesthetic reasons.
I call it a cult because other people call it a cult. I've always said it's a
sort of
religious
own the label.
organization.
Yeah, sort of own the label so that people can't use it against you.
Yeah, right. It's more of just like a religious organization that like focuses on funerals and the family and performing ceremonies. We actually do weddings. You know, we do some really good weddings. As I said.
And Rengal's walking by. Yes, the ultimate death.
Yep. Aren't you gonna marry Rolgit?
We don't want to put a label on things.
You like the label Titty Tuesday.
Yes, I do.
So I think you like to label some things.
Actually, I wonder if we could buy one of the. Well, we're buying most of Mine Top anyways. I wonder if Cathar's boarding house. We could, ask them to bring back Titty Tuesdays. I don't think we're buying that building, but we're buying most of Mine Top.
And Delario looks around and goes, but first, we got a dragon's ass to kick.
Yeah.
And he puts his hand
true.
out.
Also, the reason why I asked for these rings of poison resistance, right, is because it's going to be a lot harder for the dragon to just insta-kill us with its breath.
Candelario gives you an eye, and he's like, I put my hand in the circle. Come on. You're not going to leave me hanging.
Mm-mm. No hanging.
3, 2, 1.
Wait, what are we saying? What are we saying?
We should probably do that before we put our arms out.
On 3, no regrets.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. No regrets.
No regrets.
Except for that one.
Shut up.
Because Candelario did so well, I think we should all get health cycles. I think
exactly.
I think that's his gift, is that we all get motorcycles.
Yeah, that's what he would want the most in the bathtub. We should all get them in his bathtub. Then he would be the happiest.
He might keel over with happiness.
He might.
Might stop his heart from joy.